you're watching a movie. You can look at someone's eyes and you can see if they're real or not real. And I think whether you're in New York, whether you're in Amsterdam, whether you're in LA or San Francisco, if you sit down and look at somebody, because I've always said this too, man, you are a product. You are a brand. I tell my kids this all the time, right? When
Right.
I speak, I talk about where we are all brands and we have to treat ourselves as the brand that you most respect. Because whatever you're selling, whatever startup you're selling, if the people you're pitching don't buy you first, no matter what you got, brother, they're almost out the door.
Right. So definitely invest in yourself would be the message. Would you say building up your own brand as a person first would be helping you before you start any company? Because I mean, technically you build up yourself as a brand. You built your body first, then you got into those circles, and then your body did the speaking, I guess. That's why you got into all those circles. And then from there on, you started having these ideas like the network and everything. So then you pretty much built your brand first as a person before you started building other companies and brands.
Listen, I had no idea. I didn't have any. I had no plan. I didn't come. Remember, the plan when I got to LA was to become Mr. America. There was
Right.
no business plan. I did a book a few years back called "I've Seen a Lot of Famous People Naked, and They Got Nothing on You," and it was business, secrets from a street smart entrepreneur. And I taught you how to put together a street smart business plan because, Lova, I didn't go to business school. So I never learned how to put a business plan together. And in my mind, in my life, business plans are all personally, I think they're garbage. You can sit there and you can tell any kind of story you want and do whatever you in 5 years, we're going to be worth 200 zillion, you know? And it to me, it's about you. It's about you. It's about the entrepreneur, the belief, the passion that you have in what you're doing. And for me, it was that moment right before that People Magazine article came out. A publicist called and said, "What what you're doing is really interesting. What's the name of your company?" And I said, "Body by Jake."
Yeah. Good one.
Sure. Yeah. She goes, "Wow, that's pretty cool." And let me tell you this. So I printed up 12 T-shirts, and I gave those 12 T-shirts to each of my first 12 clients. And I handed one to Steven Spielberg. It was a great T-shirt. It had "Body by Jake" in the front. And I actually, this is the original logo. So we've gone back to the old school logo, man,
I
which
like
is
it.
pretty
I like
fun.
this one.
Yeah, yeah. And and he looked at it. He goes, "Body by Jake, man. Wow, that sounds like a brand, Jake." He turned the T-shirt over and he said, "I put the Steinfeld method." And he goes, um, "Are you a dentist? What is this?" I go, "Well, it's the." He says, "Jake, methods are fads. Fads come and go. Get rid of that. Brands, if worked well, can last forever."
Oh, that's smart.
And that was 1981. So, remember, here I was. I'm 19, 20 years old. I have these guys around me, the most creative people in the world, that I'm going to their homes and
Wait,
hanging.
how old was Spielberg at the time?
Well, let's just say this. I'm 62 now. I think today is he 75 today? Yeah,
Okay.
I think he's 75.
So he's like in his 30s at this point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I'll never forget. I went to his house on Broad Beach in Malibu one day. One of the first workouts. Then we were just becoming friends. Friends. I was training him, and then
Yeah.
we became friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I know.
And the workout's over. We're just hanging out. And I asked him. I said, "Wheels, I got to ask you a question. What's it like to be rich?" And I said, "Is it like what's it like not to have a car payment?" Or that was the first thing that hit me. Lova. I said, and he said, "Jake, listen, I'll tell you the greatest thing about it is having the ability to do what I want to do.
If you like this episode, you can check out our most recent one here. And if you haven't already, make sure you click here to subscribe and see the next one. But if you're interested in more tips and tricks, then make sure to join our Facebook group where you can find thousands of like-minded people and you get direct access and support to any business question from the entire startup funding event team.